Hello, I'm here to sell you gamer subs. It's delicious, and I'm sponsored by them, and I get money when you buy them. It's really good. You drink it, and you don't drink soda and stuff instead. Calories? 0. Tasty? I'd say so. Options? Many. There's new flavors out now. One of them is a delicious red raspberry. One of them involves anime thighs. You can drink anime thighs. Mix it with sparkling water so it's like you never did quit soda and it still tastes good and it's 0 cal. I mix it with vodka, water, gamer subs, and vodka. Does it taste good? Actually, kinda, yeah. Though I'm not telling you to do that. I'm not telling you to do that. You can use code Bricky for 10% off your purchase, and you can use the link in the description to get some. And if you use code Bricky, I get money and you save 10% off your purchase. Go do it after we talk about Schizophrenic Megaman. Hello everybody, my name is Bricky, currently experiencing epileptic fits of agony due to the video game behind me. That was only half a joke, please. If you have epilepsy or are disturbed by flashing colored lights, your discretion is advised. I would like to introduce you to Mibibli's Quest. Mibibli's Quest is the passion project of 1 to 2 developers and was released in August of 2016. Mibibli's Quest is also the passion project of a particular fan of mine who has insisted on my playing of it for what could only be half of my entire goddamn YouTube career. I eventually did play and beat Mibibli's Quest and said I would do a review on the game. And this is my better late than never review. Mibibli's Quest describes itself as a retro-style, surrealistic platformer game. Join Mibibli as it blasts its way through 20 crazy and eclectic levels. Mibibli's Quest is, in a more layman's terms, an homage to old-school Megaman style games. Where it differs in this fact is that Mibibli's Quest is batshit insane and refuses to allow you to understand it. You play as Mibibli. What is Mibibli? I don't know. It's this funny pink reptile thing that runs around on a quest to save the world. And your arch nemesis is Crocodibli with his beautiful golden locks. You also have many other important enemies in the game, such as Old Man Ibli, Planet Wormibli, Red Flower Ibli, Dance Spot Ibli, Factor Ibli, Pencilibli, Rockibli, Paint Roll Ibli, and who can forget Giant Spike Block Ibli. Throughout Mibibli's Quest Ibli, you can go through various level Liblies that range in difficulty and style. For example, in the beginning of the game, the main levels you go through are Art World, City, Rave, Cave, and Unknown. Each level is a long series of platform Ibli segments that have various enemies across them. As Mibibli, you have 3 lives in Totibli, and the health bar for when you get hit by various smaller Iblis. At some point throughout the level, there will be a checkpoint Ibli that that often has an NPC to talk to when you get there. Dialogue with the NPCs range from confusing to demonic in nature.
Life is pain! I hate—
Then, once you complete the second half of the level, you are presented with another checkpoint, a life refresh, and a boss fight. Once you have completed the boss fight, you will on occasion gain new attacks or abilities, such as an explosive dash and the Mibibli, my beloved, that is a once per level invincibility and damaging attack. As mentioned in the synopsis, Mibibli's Quest is 20 levels in total, and they become more and more absolutely unhinged as time goes on, until eventually you beat the game and you can put that beautiful badge on your chest that says you did it. You've beaten Mibibli's Quest. Maybe. Depends on what game mode you played it on. Did you play it on Mibibli mode? Or did you play it on easy or double easy mode? Because here's the thing, I didn't beat the game on Mibibli mode. What you're seeing back here, this gameplay footage, is Mibibli mode. See, I tried to and failed halfway through after I was ready to basically tear my liver out of my fucking body. I was able to beat the game on easy mode, which is a mode that allows for more platforms and other various tweaks to make difficulty, easier. Easy Ibli. Mibibli mode is the main game mode. It is an absolute chunk of insanity, that one. But it's not going to be a long video, this one. My guess is under 20 minutes, probably around 15 in total, because games like Megaman aren't really titles that require major breakdowns. Sure, I mean, you can make a 2-hour video essay on the cultural impact of Megaman had on the world, the rise of platformers, and how Zero indirectly led to the assassination of Franz Ferdinand, jump-starting World War I, but I think we're all familiar with that by now. When it comes to Schizophrenic Megaman, my simple statement is, it's fucking hard, and it has insane speedrunning potential. This game, made by 1 to 2 people, I can never tell if it was just the one guy or 2 people, it's just a nut punch. It is a nut shot defined into visuals. It is a kidney stone manifest, agony made form, because it demands you be perfect at its gameplay system. Its gameplay system that doesn't always play fair, and its levels that don't ever play fair. Crocodibli's castle will make your controls flipped, because that's just fun. Underwater levels make you move all sloppy, cause Lamau. And then there's that one with the hanging, reanimated dead Mibiblis, because I guess we needed that today. But the game is so goddamn challenging. The platforming and the movement between them is such a level of pain-inducing, and it almost hides the fact that the actual levels have a surprisingly good amount of depth. I mean, there are the NPCs, which are, yeah. But each level tends to have some kind of gimmick behind it that makes it either more infuriating. No, it's mainly more infuriating, but does keep the gameplay spiced up. I think it's just the fact that these types of gimmicks are always so damn weird that it makes it fun, like the shattered glass or doing DDR inputs while platforming, or that Crocodibli castle section. It's like someone inventing new torture devices. Just on one end you think, oh god, that's horrible. But on the other end, there's this certain level of appreciation for it. Like, damn, you gotta be a real interesting individual to come with something that awful. And while you're currently residing in the game version of the Brazen Bull, it's being overlaid by one of the better retro soundtracks I've heard in recent memory. There's just this cognitive dissonance occurring when you're screaming your head off, smashing your keyboard, and genuinely losing your goddamn mind. And in the background, you're hearing it doesn't make you feel like you know what's happening at all. It's such a visual and auditory stimuli, like wave, a tsunami of this combination of anger and enjoyment, but at the same time, like, oh my god, what is even happening now? What this gameplay system, and then this bopping soundtrack, it's just, it hits you one after the other, like just punches to the cranium. I mean, I think I got to around level 7 out of the 20 before generally giving up and swapping to easy mode. Though, because of that, it should be stated, I think there's actually a really hidden speedrunning opportunity here. Not only because it's a platformer style game and the levels and all that, but just the weirdness of it and the combinations of weapons and how you get through all the platforming and just the simplistic but also in batshit insane nature of it. It's really a game that I think could have a genuinely solid kind of underground speedrunning community, and it makes sense that I would think that because the person who recommended the game to me, whose footage you're seeing behind me, holds the current 3rd place world record for speedrunning Mibibli's Quest. The fan of mine who keeps on recommending it and constantly memed on me with it for like a year before I actually ended up playing it, and I wanted him to say a few words on it, so here you go.
So, Mibibli's Quest is a game that I myself didn't find. Back in college, a friend had me play Space Funeral while we were hanging out in the dorm, and after beating and enjoying that whole surreal experience, he took my laptop from me, and 10 minutes later he gave me it, and Mibibli was just running and ready to play. Over the course of the semester, I threw myself at it when I had the time, failed horribly, but it was mostly its charm and the fact that I never really knew what I was going to have to do next is really what kept me in with it. The first world I had gone into was Rave, which is a level that's all themed Dance Dance Revolution. So having those kind of elements in a platformer really took my expectations and blew them for a loop. And I really feel like that's what Mibibli's strongest factor is. It's built upon breaking your expectations. You know, it's leaving you always wondering what could happen next. The first fight with Crocodibly, it's an absolute acid trip, but the other aspect of it that I love is the music, actually. Because when you boot up Mibibli's Quest, or even listen to the soundtrack, you notice that it's all very much chiptune, and it has that very cute chiptune aesthetic, and it's really good. And then when you go into Art World, it's pretty much the same thing. And once you get into the Crocodibly fight, it starts off that same way. Once things start going a little weird, Crocodibly replaces his health bar, which is another sort of breaking the expectations. The music goes from a chiptune, and it just goes electric guitar, just start jamming out. It adds so much to that first boss fight. The surreal experience of the game itself, along with the constant wondering what the game will flip on its head, it makes it really unforgettable for me as just a game experience, not even as, you know, even a speedrun. It can definitely get difficult and aggravating at points, but as long as you are, you know, patient, take the time to play it, and are just really into or have an open mind for a game that's just a little more weird, I would always 100% recommend Mibibli's Quest.
Obviously, he has much nicer words about the game than I do sometimes, because sometimes I'm playing Mibibli's Quest thinking to myself, who would make this game? Why is this so goddamn hard? But every game has that person who just really vibes with the difficulty, really appreciates the challenge, really likes to be challenged, and finds enjoyment in perfecting their run, speed run, or getting through the levels, or just being so good at the darn game. I was never really a speed running kind of person. It's kind of this like monotonous over and over kind of thing where every single major skip or speed up or whatever for the game chunks off milliseconds, and that's just not quite enough of a dopamine thing for me. But there's no denying the talent needed to be a really good speedrunner and how much effort you can put into learning how to speedrun the game. And I'm just saying, speedrunners out there who want to try something, try out Mibibli's Quest. It's really hard, but it's really rewarding. And it's always fun to shout out completely random, confusing, LSD trip Megaman style platformers for people to look at. So yeah, Mibibli's Quest, you know, feels nice to kind of shout out an indie game a little bit. It's always fun to do that every so often, especially one that came out a while ago. It's a really wacky one. It's really hard. I'm not sure if many of you will be able to beat it on Mibibli mode. I wasn't able to, and I mean, I'm not the gameriest gamer out there, but I'm somewhat of a gamer. And so if you're looking for just a surrealist platformer like that, I mean, I'll give it a look. I'll put the link on the Steam page down in the description. So yeah, Mibibli's Quest review done. Obligation made. Mibibli. I still don't know what it is. This was a quick video, I know, but I will be seeing you hopefully sometime soon for a larger video after this one. A little more meat on it, but platformers don't have much to say on it. Anyway, thanks for watching. Great seeing you. Bye, Gamer Subs. Bye.
Come on. Obviously, you're a skater.